Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to give you the inside track on professional football, cutting through the noise. Today, it's all about one team's training camp. We're digging into what really matters. We've gone through interviews, commentary, everything, focusing on player adjustments, coaching, the key stuff shaping their season.
Exactly. There's so much coming out of camp. It's a lot. So our goal here is to connect the dots for you, give you the why behind the headlines, not just the what. Make sense of it all.
Okay, let's jump right in. The quarterback, Caleb Williams. He's obviously front and center. Sources say he feels much more adjusted this year. Makes sense, having a full NFL year under his belt.
Yeah, and he talked about that challenge, right? Learning 3 systems in 3 years.
You were.
He compared it to, like, getting constantly promoted and having to learn a new job each time.
But now he says things are happening at a faster rate. He's processing quicker.
Well, and think about the long-term impact of that early struggle. It forces this mental flexibility, this adaptability. That's pretty rare for a young QB, and it could really set him up down the road.
And a big piece of this adjustment seems to be his relationship with head coach Ben Johnson. Caleb called it great.
He sees Johnson as a great teacher, a great coach. Apparently, Johnson is hard and tough on the field, which Caleb seems to want. But off the field, it's more about learning and teaching.
Yeah, he definitely seems to be leaning into that. He actually said he wants to be coached hard.
Right.
Thinks it brings a sense of accountability, not just for him, but, for everybody else on the whole roster.
That's a great sign.
He was clear. Nobody's bigger than anybody on this team. And there was that story, right? His headset went out in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of freaking out, the coach just told him, basically, have a few plays in mind for next time. Don't just complain.
And that little moment, it says a lot about the culture Johnson's trying to build. Doesn't play favorites, holds everyone accountable. Top guys, rookies, everyone. That's huge in the NFL.
It's not just the tough side, though.
No, not at all. Sources also mention Johnson's personable side off the field. Cracking jokes, actually building relationships with receivers, DBs, linebackers, even special teams guys. It's that mix, right? High standards, but also real connection. That can be really powerful for a team.
Okay, so diving deeper into the offense, what's the hardest part of learning it, according to Caleb? Surprisingly, maybe, he said it's all the details.
The little things.
Yeah. Every single detail matters. Like where the receivers line up inside edge of the numbers affects spacing, timing, which then affects his footwork, his ball placement, and the O-line knowing exactly whether to squeeze if we get blitz or go out if we get blitzes. It's all connected.
And that level of detail, that's what makes offenses go. It's fundamental. The sources really hit on how huge footwork and mechanics are for just basic completion percentage. It helps his eyes, his timing, everything flows better. Caleb used examples like, I get to the back of my drop and it's boom, I'm throwing this dagger. Or knowing when to hitch twice, get off the dagger and get down to the next read. It's about making it automatic, instinctive.
Right. Okay, let's talk pressure. Top pick, huge expectations. Does he feel it? Apparently he says he doesn't feel that pressure. He points to his support system. Great family, great situation, great teammates. Said he doesn't have to wake up and try and fight for that meal, which is quite a statement.
It is.
He gets that pressure is a privilege, but says he doesn't feel it right now, just focused on everything in here, inside the building. But I mean, is that realistic? Or is it just exceptional mental game?
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? The external pressure is obviously immense, can't ignore it. But what these sources suggest is he frames it internally in a specific way. He jots down the noise, the criticism, but says it doesn't piss him off.
Okay.
He just files it away for when we're winning. That points to a pretty deep, quiet drive. And his idea of work ethic isn't just 9 to 5 at the facility. It includes team dinners, being around these guys. He sees building that chemistry as part of the job, part of preparing to win. Pretty mature view for a young guy.
So, okay, translating that to the field, when does this offense actually start clicking? What are the expectations? Caleb isn't putting a specific timeline on it. No expectation, he said. But he did say it's a race towards September 8th.
It came what?
Calls it a process. They're only, day 8 into installs as of that interview? The goal is just to get it to click enough to start well, get a good taste in our mouth, be 1-0. It's about building momentum.
Makes sense. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And related to that, he mentioned the offensive line, feeling safer with the new guys, Tooney, Dolman, Jackson, called it pretty cool. Even told a story about getting the defense to jump off sides, happy hand slaps, a rare practice smile from him. Sound like that chemistry is building fast.
And that confidence in protection is just crucial for any quarterback, especially a young one. Looking beyond Caleb, though, the coach's communication style is clearly a big factor here. Coach Johnson, described as very demanding, but also giving that support.
Right, the balance game.
He meets with Caleb regularly, points out the good stuff, highlight what he's done well, but also the areas that he needs to improve. Johnson also noted that Caleb was kind of raised in demanding environments, so he's maybe prepped for this.
Interesting.
And Johnson keeps hammering home the commitment level needed. He said it's massive to be a top NFL quarterback, emphasizing no days off, no days where you can just kind of be complacent, setting that high bar constantly.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Other offensive guys. Luther Burden, he's certainly made a name for himself, for better or worse, in camp so far.
Yeah, seems like a work in progress in some ways.
Yeah.
The head coach mentioned they're still working with him on some of the mental stuff, alignments, which, isn't shocking given his limited experience. But the coach was also really impressed with Luther Burton's play speed, said he flashed, made a deep catch in one-on-ones, then had back-to-back completions in team drills, showed crisp routes, caught the ball well.
Those flashes matter.
Oh, absolutely. They build confidence. Burton himself said he feels he can do everything in his offense. And making plays like that, it builds confidence not just for him, but for the coaches trusting him, the play caller, the QB throwing him the ball. It's all connected.
And he's not the only one stepping up. Oli Zaccheus.
Right. Zaccheus has apparently been very present, looking sharp, running good routes, showing he's more than capable of being that third wide receiver. Adds depth, competition.
Which leads to the question, who leads this team in targets? Got DJ Moore, Roman Dune?
Yeah, strong contenders.
Yeah.
The coach specifically mentioned liking Dune in that traditional X role, thinks he can create matchups.
So lots of weapons.
A good problem to have. Highlights the number of offensive playmakers. Now the coaches just have to, as they say, figure this out, how to distribute the ball effectively.
Okay, let's pivot to where things get, well, a bit concerning. Injury updates. Cornerback Jaylon Johnson. His status for week 1 sounds iffy.
Yeah, that's a good one. The coach said there's a scenario where he'll be ready for week 1, but then immediately followed with, you just never know, with that kind of injury.
Which definitely contradicts the earlier don't worry vibe from the GM.
It does. And that's worrying, especially thinking about week 1.
Yeah, a big division game on Monday Night Football, potentially without your top corner against Justin Jefferson.
Not ideal. And the sort of mystery around the injury, the fact he hasn't been seen much, just adds to that uncertainty.
It's that classic training camp information game, isn't it? Teams manage injury news so carefully.
Always. But, if Johnson is out, maybe there's a small silver lining with Nan Wright. Remember, he was on the Vikings practice squad last year. He's reportedly held his own in camp. Maybe, just maybe, he has some useful intel on Jefferson. You look for any edge you can get.
True. Okay, another key spot with questions. Left tackle. Braxton Jones. He's coming back from that severe ankle fracture in December. Sounds like a grueling recovery.
It really does.
Yeah.
And it's not just physical. It's a mental journey, as they say. He's got to have patience and persistence, but he's also in a competition with Chillo and Magaji.
Right.
He uses this phrase, when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you rot. Shows his mindset, always learning.
That's a good line.
But here's the tough part. For rehab, he had to lose weight to take pressure off my ankle. And now he has to try to get back up to a target weight of 310. That adds a whole other layer of difficulty to getting back to form.
Wow, yeah.
It's been a wild NFL career for him already. 5th-round pick, becomes a starter. But the team, especially with this new offense, likely wants more than serviceable there. They need high-level play.
Okay, stepping back for a wider view, let's talk about some of the league chatter that kind of, mushrooms really quickly. These Micah Parsons trade rumors out of Dallas.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The perennial superstar trade buzz.
I mean, he's an unbelievable talent, right? A consistent double-digit sack guy, game changer. But does a trade make sense for this team right now? The sources seem skeptical.
Yeah, there are a few big hurdles. First, Dallas has no obligation to trade him, even if he wants out. Second, this team's defense is mostly a 4-3 system. Parsons is more of a natural 3-4 outside linebacker edge. Fit isn't perfect.
And then the cost?
Exactly. The salary cap hit would be massive, plus the draft capital you'd have to give up. Huge investment.
Still, you can't help but think back to 2018, acquiring that other star pass rusher, how it changed the trajectory of that season.
True. History looms large.
Yeah.
But big blockbuster type of moves like that might be more likely maybe in year 2 under Johnson and Poles, Once things are a bit more settled, for now it feels like a long shot, despite the talent.
So wrapping things up,
Yeah.
what's the overall vibe, especially around events like Family Fest, these big public practices? They have a history of generating news, sometimes unexpected news.
Oh, definitely. You look back, remember Roquan Smith's strongly worded letter dropping right around then? Total bombshell.
Yeah, or Kevin Jenkins' rookie year.
Yeah.
Initially fine, then needs surgery.
Or even further back, Hronis Grasu's terrible knee injury at Family Fest that just threw everything into chaos, led to Cody Whitehair moving to center.
Right. And sometimes it's lighter. Martellus Bennett premiering his kids' movie.
Yeah,
He's
Zuby.
light.
Or, less light, Bennett getting into that physical altercation with another star player, leading to a suspension.
Wow, yeah. Camp history is wild.
It really is. These moments just underscore how unpredictable camp can be.
Wow.
Narratives change fast. You think you know the story, then boom.
It's a reminder to stay flexible in your expectations.
Absolutely.
But hey, let's end on a really positive note from off the field. That big charity radiothon, huge success, raised, let me get the number right, $750,660. Just incredible.
Amazing amount.
For a really, really strong cause. And they expected to clear well over $1 million by the end of the weekend.
That just speaks volumes, doesn't it? About the organizers, the community support. Shows the team's impact beyond Sundays.
Definitely a feel-good story amidst all the camp grind.
So let's recap this deep dive. We've looked at the quarterback's growth. His adjustment seems promising. We see the coach's clear influence, demanding but also building connections.
Yep. Then the challenges, injuries popping up, key position battles like left tackle still unfolding.
And we touched on the broader context, team building, trade rumors, even the history that shapes expectations around camp.
It's definitely a team and process, balancing the hype with the day-to-day work, all driving towards that September 8th opener.
So here's something for you to think about. Considering everything we've discussed today, the quarterback's development, the coaching style, the injury questions, the line battles, what do you think is the single most critical factor that will really determine how this team performs this season?
That's a great question to chew on. Keep digging into these themes yourself. Staying informed, as we know, it's an ongoing journey.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cy-Bear Report. We're proud to be your voice in Bears Nation. If you liked what you heard, hit follow and spread the word. More news, more takes, more grit, coming your way soon. Don't forget to follow the show wherever you get your podcasts. And as always, bear down.